What is about Kartik Aaryan that you observed?
He's always thinking about what's next. अभी क्या करना है? अभी ये ऐसा है तो ये वैसा है.
Hmm.
So he's not only thinking about acting
Hmm.
as a piece, but he wants to be part of the bigger filmmaking.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
sense, how do you promote this film?
When you were on this set and even say a Majama and Fame Game, what is the thing that you observe now that that were not there on earlier sets and should have been there? That's great for actors to perform.
There's so many things that have changed. When I began my career, it's been 40 years this year, by the way.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. When I began my career, all the cameras used to make a noise, right? There used to be the spool reel cameras. So the whirring sound used to be there. Now they're all digital, they don't make a sound.
Do films like Tezab and songs like Ek Do Teen just happen by chance? Like, it just becomes popular, or from the beginning that this is something special which will catch on?
Well, the track, songs are something that you hear it and you know. There are some slow songs, romantic songs that grow on you sometimes.
Right.
But songs like these,
Yeah.
which have to be catchy and immediately, appealing.
What was the difference? If I take your and Karishma's song and yours and Vidya's song, what is the big difference that you see?
The styles.
The
that
styles.
was jazz.
That was
jazz,
yeah.
jazz and a Western style of dancing. And this was very Indian. They took two different Indian dance forms, Bharatnatyam and Kathak.
I'm big fan, as you already know. So glad you're doing this. Congratulations. Like I was telling you, very rare in today's time to have success in interviews. So what does it take, firstly, I'm going to take you back. What does it take for Madhuri Dixit to say, yes, I'll do this film? What is that decision?
Well, I heard the story.
Okay.
I heard the script. And I thought that it's a very well etched, very well thought out role. It comes at a very important point, like just before the interval when everything's going to heat up after that, And the way they planned the entry and everything was very, very beautiful. And of course, the role itself gave me a lot to do, which was very different from what I've done so far.
True.
I had seen the previous, part 1, part 2, which I had loved.
Okay.
And when they came to me with the script, Anis Bhai, and he narrated it to me, I was like, I didn't hesitate. I said, yeah, I want to be part of this.
Right.
Because it's a wonderful script. I have enjoyed the first two, and I would love to be a part of the third.
Right. So you are someone you watch horror? Generally, you would watch?
Well, not the very graphic horror. I don't watch that.
Okay.
Because then when I'm alone, I get spooked. Even though I know it's makeup, there's that and everything, but I still get spooked.
Right.
But yeah, a psychological thriller is something I enjoy, or a little bit of horror, but not some of the things that come out nowadays.
When you say yes to something like that, who in your close family, who will you take feedback from, and who's good with feedback? Who tells you, yeah, you should do this?
Well, my husband is a great sounding board.
Okay.
And he always tells me that go with your heart. If you like something and you feel that this is something you want to do, there's a gut feeling, sometimes, and you say, yeah, I want to do this. So he said, always go with that. And that's all. That's what I've done all my career. I've always gone with my gut feeling. If I like something, I just do it. Then whether it's a Fame Game or a Majama or a Bhulaiyaa 3, I love doing different genres of filmmaking.
Here, did Anis Bhai tell you what the end is? Like you're saying, the entry was planned. Does he narrate like it is made? Is he that person? Yeah.
Yes. And he had narrated to me the climax as well. And I thought it was surprising even to me when I heard the script.
Okay.
And I thought it was beautiful as well. So, I love the script.
Right. Family members, friends, I can imagine must be asking what is happening here. What?
Oh my God, the actors from the film.
Even they.
Like there were very few, like me, Vidya,
Kartik.
Kartik, we knew what the ending is going to be.
Okay.
But none of the other actors were told. So they always used to come up with theories during the shoot. And somebody used to say, मुझे तो लगता है कि तब्बू जी वापस आने वाली हैं. Or they used to give us like different things कि कौन होने वाला है, who's the actual, but we always kept mum and we always say, okay, even we don't know,
Yeah, you are an extremely polite person. How do you manage to say, no, I can't tell you?
It's for the betterment of the film, right? As you cannot have anything spilled out.
True.
And it's such a, lovely surprise in the end that should not be given away.
Absolutely. Right. You know, when you were on this set and even say a Majama and Fame Game, what is the thing that you observe now that, you know, that were not there on earlier sets and should have been there? That's great for actors to perform.
There's so many things that have changed. When I began my career, it's been 40 years this year, by the way.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. When I began my career, all the cameras used to make a noise, right? There used to be the spool reel cameras. So the whirring sound used to be there. Now they're all digital, they don't make a sound.
Oh, that's...
Vans, vanity vans. We never had any vanity vans. We used to just sit outside in the sun with just an umbrella, or rain, thunder shower, or whatever climate. We used to be always outside when we did outdoors. We didn't have vans to sit in. At the most, there used to be ambassador cars. We used to take us to the locations.
Right.
If you remember too, we used to sit in the car if it rained at the most.
Right.
But a lot of things have changed. Even technically, the kind of special effects we have today, when you do stunts, the kind of safety we have today. I remember in Anjam, I had to jump off at least 15 feet.
Okay.
And we just jumped. There was no rope, there was no harness, there was nothing. We used to do our own stunts and just jump,
That's crazy.
But today there's so much safety, the actor's life is made so much easier. The scripts are ready, bound scripts with dialogues, everything. The look, everything is worked out before. There used to be times when we used to sit on the set waiting, all dressed up, waiting for dialogues to come our way so that we can mug them and say, the writer used to be, hey, 2 minutes de do, main aa raha hu abhi likh ke. So those were the times, and now times are much different, and it's all good.
If you didn't have a bound script, you didn't have your dialogues, how did you say yes to so many?
We knew what the story is.
Okay.
We just knew mota mota कि ऐसे होने वाला है, फिर ऐसा होता है, वही होगा, ये होगा, ये है story. But dialogues were not given.
So, but it's your faith in the director mainly.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
Right. You know, a lot of films were done just because of good relationships with everyone in the industry. Today, is it like that? Or this is done because the story is good and script is good?
Well, today there's so much competition. Like, not only movies are made, but there's OTT, there's TV, there's this, there's that. There's so much competition. So when you are doing a movie, you have to be sure about what you're going to do, what you're going to make. Of course, you try to do the best you can, but it's up to people to like it or not like it. But at least till it hits the theater, you should be confident that what you're doing is something that sounds good, that's great on paper, and has come off very well on screen.
Right. Right. So, if I may ask, have you also done films just for friendship and people? Iska phone aa gaya, usne request kar diya. This is also a co-star. This is a director, producer.
Well, initially when I started working in the industry, there were some films I did because people didn't know me.
Okay.
I was just starting out, and you have to do different. You have to work with different productions. Like I did work with LV Prasad Productions, then I did Awara Baap with Sohanlal ji, his thing. And as I kept doing these movies, I kept getting discovered, by different people. Subhash ji saw me during the shooting with Sohanlal ji, and he offered me Uttar Dakshin. Then I was doing a film with Anil and Bapu Garu, and somebody saw the rushes of that. And that's how I got Tezab.
Yes.
Because N. Chandra saw that and he wanted me in his film. So there was like, because I did these different films that I got.
Amazing. Do films like Tezab and songs like Ek Do Teen just happen by chance? Like, it just becomes popular, or from the beginning that this is something special which will catch on?
Well, the track, songs are something that you hear it and you know. There are some slow songs, romantic songs that grow on you sometimes.
Right.
But songs like these, which have to be catchy and immediately, appealing, are songs that you just know whether they are right or wrong. Like we were shooting for Anjam, and Rahul ji had come to us, me and Saroj ji, and he said, "Ye dekho gaana maine banaya hai, itna acha gaana hai, aap suno. This is for that particular portion in the film, wahan pe ye gaana aayega." And we both heard the song, and then we looked at each other and said, we don't like this song. But how do you tell Rahul ji we don't like this song?
How do you,
So then Saroj ji and me, we sat and said, Saroj ji also said, I also said, Maza nahi aaya, to dance and all this song is not very nice. So he was like, really? You didn't like it? Sarojji said, nahi, iske upar compose karna bhi bahut thoda sa, it should be like a dancey song. So then he said, no worries. And he recorded Chane Ke Khet Mein after that.
Wow, that's
And
incredible.
yeah, so things happen sometimes like that. That
Wow.
as soon as you hear the song, it's not going to work.
Right. Whenever an actress dances next to you, with you, it makes headlines because you and Karishma, you all have done that
Yes.
such a popular number. And now when Vidya was next to you dancing, did Vidya? I did an interview right here. She said, for me, it was just an opportunity to dance with you. What do they tell you? And do you feel the sense of intimidation that they are when they're next to
Well,
you?
now someone like Vidya, I mean, she's not a dancer,
Yeah.
right? And she admits to
Yeah,
that.
she
I'm
said
not a
that. Yeah.
dancer, but to dance with someone who has danced,
Yeah.
and who's a good dancer, I think it must be intimidating. Like I remember, I was intimidated when I danced with Prabhudeva
Wow.
because
Yeah.
he's like, his
Yeah.
style is very
Legend.
different from
Yeah.
mine, and he was an amazing dancer. So when I danced with him, I told him, I said, your style is very different from mine. I don't think it's, he says, no,
Right.
no, no, don't worry, we'll have fun.
Uh,
And you commit yourself to it and you say,
hmm.
okay, whatever be, I'm going to have fun doing this.
Hmm.
And that's what I think Vidya also did. She said, this is it, I have admired her and I'm going to dance with her. She rehearsed, she worked so hard.
Yeah, she
And
did.
look at her, she's danced so
It's
well and so
amazing.
beautiful. So sometimes you have to challenge yourself also
True,
to
true. She, yeah.
get better.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the difference? If I take your and Karishma's song and yours and Vidya's song, what is the big difference that you see?
I mean, the styles.
The
I mean, that
styles.
was jazz,
That is jazz, yeah.
jazz and a Western style of dancing. And this was very Indian. They took two different Indian dance forms, Bharatnatyam and
Yeah.
Kathak, and did like a jugalbandi because their two sisters were fighting, to say, I'm better than you,
Right.
kind of. And so that was beautifully done, I thought.
Right. Do you think, opportunities like for someone like you who enjoys dancing are enough, or are there should be more for younger actors also to express and dance?
No, I think our movies do have, I mean, especially the commercial films, they do have dancing.
Dancing elements.
And it's part of, the filmmaking,
Yeah.
that there are songs in the movie, whether they're romantic songs or dancing songs or just party songs or, like that. And I think it's very Indian filmmaking,
Yeah,
to
it is.
have
Yeah.
dancing and singing and all that in the movies. So I think somewhere I think we should not forget that
Yeah, true.
that this is what people enjoy and love seeing in the theater. They want to go and enjoy themselves. They want to enjoy every moment. They want to see some dancing, some singing with drama and comedy and like a mixture of everything.
Right,
And we have to just keep that in mind.
Right. What do you notice and observe about Kartik that he has that makes him so special? And this film is doing so well because of all of you. What is about Kartik Aryan that you observed?
I think he's a very hardworking boy. He's also, he's always thinking about what's next. अभी क्या करना है? अभी ये ऐसा है तो ये वैसा है. He approaches his scenes and everything in a very genuine manner. So he's doing them very genuinely.
Right.
Also, he is also thinking about, okay, now my movie is going to release and how are we going to promote the movie? So he's not only thinking about acting as a piece, but he wants to be part of the bigger filmmaking in the sense, how do you promote this film? What are you going to do that? And those kind of, which is very useful in today's day and age. And so I think he is a wider thinker than just working in movies.
Nice,
like
nice. That's a great observation. If you were to tell something to Kartik's generation only, like generation of actors, or even some people who have still not got a one break, what would you like to tell them? What should they always know, always remember?
Well, I think always be true to yourself. I mean, whenever you work to the best of your ability, be very sincere to your roles, and because everything else follows. Once you are doing something very genuinely, sincerely, work hard, and give it your best, then everything else follows.
Yeah, true. Is there, do you ever talk about your film? Is there some role that you have not done that you would like to do that you think? Like,
Well, there's something exciting I'll be doing very soon, but I can't talk much about it. but it'll happen soon, and when it does, then I'll talk about that. But I'm very excited about what I'm going to do very shortly.
Right. Are you a big viewer as well? Do you watch a lot? What do you watch if you had an off day?
Well, I love to watch serials, not
Web
TV
series,
serials, I'm
yeah, web
talking
series,
about
yeah.
on OTT
Yeah.
series. I watch a lot of those, and I just like to see what's going on,
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, there's again, you know, when earlier when films released, there was what everybody tells me is that there would be two releases in one day, and literally some actors had a release on Friday and next Friday and the Friday after that. But everything happened very peacefully. Here, there's so much talk about a clash हो रहा है, दो pictures आ रही है. Why? How do you see that?
Well, it had happened long before also. I remember Dil was releasing with one of Sunny Deol's films, Ghayal.
Ghayal, yeah.
Dil and Ghayal came
Ghayal,
together.
very big releases.
Romantic
Yeah.
and an action film.
Right.
And तभी भी ऐसा हुआ था, अरे कौन सी film चलेगी, ये
चलेगी.
चलेगी, नहीं चलेगी. But I think, all films have to run.
Okay, yeah.
All films should do well.
True.
Whichever films release.
For everyone.
Because, yes, because this industry is not just that one film. This industry is a bigger industry. We have so many films that are getting made.
Right.
And now, with the South Indian influence, the North, everything has become one. So it is one big industry. And I wish every Friday becomes a big Friday where, the films work and films do well, because that's how our industry will grow. And we'll be able to do better, bigger films.
Yeah. Anything that you can tell us what you're working on, or it's too early to talk?
Too early to
Too early to talk. Great. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And always such a pleasure. You were incredible in the movie.
No,
Thank you
I
for
enjoyed
entertaining
every minute of it.
us. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.